Hey nerds, so today's video is going to highlight one of the biggest distinctions, or at least what I consider to be, one of the biggest distinctions between myself and other YouTubers that talk about their law school experience. If you want to learn what that distinction is, stay tuned. Meow. She sought refuge on my leg and I don't have the heart to make her move, so she's here, okay? She's the star of the show. Before I get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos of this kind. And for anyone who's new to my channel, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of how I got here. I'm heading to Georgetown Law School this fall as an evening/part-time student, and I'll be continuing to work while I'm in school full-time. Today, I'm going to talk about why I chose to attend part-time law school and why I felt it was the best decision for me and my career at this point in time. Let's start with a description of part-time law school generally. In short, it is the exact same program that full-time law school students attend, except it's in the evening. For all of you Back to the Future nerds out there, I'm going to night school. Another big difference is that part-time/evening law programs will allow you to spread out your degree over 4 years and 1 summer, rather than the typical 3 years that it takes to complete a JD. Part-time law students are required to meet the exact same admissions requirements and the exact same degree requirements in order to finish their JD. Many schools also offer the flexibility to switch between the part-time program and the full-time program if a student's circumstances change. So, for example, I'm a part-time student now, but say a year in, my career goals change, and I want to switch to the full-time program. That's fully an option that's available to me. My first semester, I'll be taking 10 credit hours and 3 classes. Those classes are civil procedure, contracts, and legal writing. Now let's pan out a little bit and talk about my overall life. Mind you, law school is going to be one aspect of who I am for the next 4 years, but it's not the entire picture. My full-time work schedule is pretty traditional. I work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Now, because my job has times of the year when it can be a lot busier than others, there's a very good chance that on the one day that I have per week when I don't have class, Friday, I may have to work a little bit extra to make sure that I'm on top of everything. So let's get into why I chose to attend a part-time/evening program instead of a full-time program. The first reason I chose a part-time program is because I pretty much love my job. I'm not necessarily looking to do a career pivot at this point in time. I'm going to law school for partially the knowledge, the fun, and ultimately to make myself more marketable and competitive in my existing job field. I've also spent 5 years working in a career field that is notoriously really difficult to break into. In my perspective, it didn't make a lot of sense for me to leave everything that I'd built up for the past 5 years, only to attend law school full-time to potentially want to come back once I finished. The second reason I chose a part-time law program is pretty simple. It's because it was available to me. I also am not sure that I would even know that part-time law school programs existed if I didn't live this close to a couple of them. My third reason I'm attending law school part-time is because the experience in multitasking and including school with work is something that I am hundo P used to. For example, when I attended undergrad, I worked 28 hours a week on top of a full-time work schedule. I worked at Whole Foods. It was a terrible job and I hated it, but it helped me make ends meet. And once I graduated from college, I worked 2 jobs. I worked where I work now, but because I made so little, I also had a part-time job at the Apple store. Even in my current role, there's a point in time where I work 2 jobs. So the whole juggling work and school experience is not a new ballgame for me by any means. It's honestly the only school existence I really know, so I feel equipped for the experience. And to add to that, now this is a big one, I feel supported by my job in going into part-time law school. This is a big one because I think a lot of people who may consider part-time law school might not necessarily be considering how that experience is going to mesh with their full-time job. I was supported in that my full-time job even wrote my recommendations for law school. I've felt supported by them throughout my entire process, and I'm not necessarily under the impression that any of that is going to change going forward. My fourth reason is that working and going to school is going to be a huge asset in my opinion. It's basically going to show employers what I'm made of, and it's going to show them that I can handle anything that they throw my way. My last reason, and I think my biggest reason, is because I know that work experience is often just as valuable, if not more valuable, than a degree. Now, this is no shade to anyone out there who's going K through JD, meaning they're going kindergarten through JD without any pauses or breaks. Something that I feel a lot of people often don't talk about is, I know a law degree is going to lead to great opportunities, but so is having an exceptional network and having great job experience. I'm sure many of you have heard the cliche phrase, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I've seen that ring to be true in a whole range of circumstances. Knowing the right person is oftentimes what's going to get your foot in the door, and having the knowledge is going to be what keeps you there. But I fully think that work experience can be worth just as much as a degree, but not necessarily for the reasons that people would automatically think of first. For example, when you have actual work experience, you start to pick up on those little things that no one really talks about that make a world of a difference. You start to learn things like what you do love and don't love about particular work environments. You also learn things about how non-monetary benefits can impact your overall work experience. While many people define work experience as what you bring to the employer, it's true, that's part of it. It's also the knowledge that you bring to yourself about your work ethic, your experience, what you like, what you don't like, and what's gonna actually mesh well in your life. So there we have it. 5 reasons why I chose to attend part-time law school instead of a full-time program. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos of this type, and drop me some comments or questions below. I'll see y'all soon.